Another sign that someone cannot be trusted to share in your relationship, how we know that these people can be trusted is if these people are on, I had to learn this the hard way, and I want to share this with you because I hope that you don't have to experience the same thing, the same type of embarrassment or difficulty that I've experienced through sharing my personal, private relationship with people that didn't need to know about it. A lot of times, as women, we want to share with our friends, we want to share everything, and we feel like we can trust people. But with an intimate relationship, it's a very sacred relationship. It's something that's sensitive and should be respected in that way. And there's so many reasons for that. And I want to share those with you today. I want to share with you how you can keep it private and why you should keep it private. And I also just wanted to sit down and have a conversation. Usually I'm in my house recording, and today I'm outside. It's such a beautiful day. And I realized how important it is to be outside and connected to nature. I felt like before I recorded my videos before, it just felt like I had to spend a lot of time meditating and adjusting to be prepared to bring a feminine channeled message or a message that really resonated with me and with you. And so it was challenging to have to do that. And I remember the last time I recorded outside, how effortlessly it flowed. And that was a long time ago. That was probably like 6 months ago. So I'm going to try to do this more often. Maybe we'll see. I've just experienced already so many amazing experiences sitting outside and doing this. And I'm so thankful I live in an area, a space where I can do that. On my walk, 5 minutes in, I'm already like feeling happy and rejuvenated and inspired. And I got to pick out a little flower and ground my feet in the earth. And immediately, as soon as I put my feet and stomped them in the grass, my nervous system regulated and I felt so good. I didn't need to spend 30 plus minutes meditating before I brought my message to you. So I don't know why I'm sharing that, but I just feel like it's so important for us to connect to nature. Another thing I wanted to share, to kind of just share part of me with you, and create a community where we feel connected to each other and it feels more authentic and real. There's two things I'm working on lately, and one of them is preparing for my 3 children's birthday party. We're doing a combined birthday because all of their birthdays are pretty close together, and it's already becoming so fun and so magical. Our theme is royal, a royal birthday party, and so we're going to have castles, and I got these like plastic wine goblets, and not that they're going to be drinking wine, but just something fancy for them. So we've had a lot of fun doing that lately and being creative in that way. And then the other thing I've been working on is writing a course. And this is not like a sales pitch or anything. It's just something that has been challenging for me, something that has not been easy in the least. It's really brought up a lot of my insecurities and doubts about what I'm worthy of, and also challenging bringing my feminine essence to the table and trusting that my feminine energy is magnetic and allows wealth and abundance to flow to me. And I feel like I've really understood how to be magnetic in love and relationship. But there's a missing piece with being magnetic in wealth. And so I'm just trying to figure that out. And it comes up a lot at the dinner table. And it's funny because I live with my mother-in-law, and she's just like, I don't understand why money is so important to you. And if that was told to me earlier on in my journey, it would have made me feel really guilty. But at the moment that she said that, I just knew that we had different life paths. I know that her life path is to nurture a family and just be surrounded by family and feel abundant in that way. For me, my life path is to find the balance between spirituality and wealth, materialism. And that is so challenging. And I don't feel like there's enough people talking about that, but I have experienced some people that have been so profound in that journey, and I've loved learning from them. And something that I've really harnessed from that learning is that I am magnetic. My feminine energy is something that is abundant, and I don't have to strive and work and force myself to make this happen, to convince other people that this offer is there, or work to work every hour of the day to make sure that it's going to work. So that's been challenging, but it's something that is also growing me and transforming me. And I'm so thankful for that. I really needed this walk and this time to just reflect on that and to be at peace with who I am, what I'm becoming, what I'm building, and to know that God is in the process of it all, and He's using my desires, my passions, my inner child to build something, to create something, and to grow in me and learn, allow me to learn who God is to me at a deeper core understanding. So, anyways, to say all that, I just want to be a little bit more open with you all, and I would love to hear from you all what you are experiencing at the time, because I feel like we all experience different things in our journey that we can't always relate to other people in our life. Sometimes we're alone on the journey, and there's a purpose and a reason for that. But there's also a community out there, if we connect to it, that can make us feel like we're not alone. So I hope I can do that for you. All right, so getting back to the topic, a little bit ago, a few years ago, I confided in a friend about my relationship with my husband, and there were challenging things that we were experiencing, me and my husband together at the time. And this was at a time where I went on a girls' trip and I was alone, my husband wasn't there, and I guess I felt like I could share with my closest friends um, about my struggles at the time. And I didn't know, but that bit me in the back years later. And if I could go back, I would take that away. I would not have talked about that, but I can't take it away. And so I hope that I can use this story to help you so that it doesn't happen for you or it doesn't happen for you again. What happened was after I shared, she was not updated. And then a year or two, I think it was a year later, we then decided to change our plans of what we had planned on doing with buying a lavender farm and doing all of that to moving to California. And I told them the news. I didn't ask for their permission. I just told them that this is what we decided. And it was a shock. And this person used the information that I shared with her back then against me, and it really hurt to have been kind of attacked in that way. But I knew that she was hurt, and I also learned that I can't share everything with everyone. And I also learned that oversharing is a result of wounding from our past. We want to overshare because we want to make sure that people get the full picture, that they can understand, so they can help us, or they can value us, or, you know, whatever it is that is attached to our insecurities, our wounding from our childhood. And oversharing also causes a lot of misunderstandings because they're not getting the full picture. And it also causes unnecessary drama. So, how do we protect our relationship? How do we keep our relationship private? Well, what I've learned is that we need to have a select group of people in our corner. And how we know that these people can be trusted is if these people are on both sides of our relationship, if they value both partners. And in this situation, right from the start, they did not like my husband. And that should have been a warning sign to me that they were not going to support him all the way through. But my thought was they'll come around. I will be able to convince them that he's this amazing man and they will be able to trust him. And there was a time where they did come around, and um, the the friendship with my husband and my friends was better than it ever was. However, they still had weariness about him. Still, there was still this uncomfortability, and that should have been a warning sign to me that I cannot share everything with them because they will be biased on my side of it. They will want to try to protect me at all costs, and that's wonderful to have a friendship like that, but it's also not healthy for your intimate relationship. I chose my husband and I love him, and I would choose him over my friends. And that's what had to happen, unfortunately. And I feel like a lot of it was my fault for not communicating effectively, or just oversharing things that were unnecessary to be shared. Um, I always want my relationships to be very deep and vulnerable and transparent, but that's not always a good thing. That doesn't always produce healthy results, which is what I had hoped for. Another sign that someone cannot be trusted to share in your relationship, the details of your relationship, is if they gossip. If they talk about other people, if they misuse other people's information, and talk about it behind their backs, then you know that they're going to do that about you. You know that they're going to do that about your relationship. So that is a telltale sign that someone cannot be trusted. And there's very few people that cannot gossip, that do not spread drama like that. So it can be challenging to find those people in your corner who are going to support you, and for you to be able to share this vulnerable information. And that's why it's so important to have a therapist. If For so long I would put off having a therapist, and there was a time that I did commit to having a therapist, and it was very beneficial. But I wish that I would have stayed with that therapist longer, because um, I shared more intimate details with friends because I didn't have that outlet of a therapist who had a non-biased point of view. And that's what's so important, is to have that non-biased point of view, someone that's not going to share the details with other people. Your information is confidential and private. That is a very important thing, especially if you're going through struggles in your relationship. They're not necessarily there to fix anything. They can offer support, they can offer for you to tools for you to grow in your relationship. But I think that a therapist is so beneficial in just being able to get out um, what it is that you're feeling on the inside, and to process it with someone who is not going to take sides. And then I think another really important thing that a lot of women forget about, or they just feel uncomfortable doing, is explaining your hurts with your partner and working through these issues that you have together. And to do the internal work within yourself, for that to work, instead of displacing the energy of frustration, of resentment onto somebody else, onto another friendship or relationship. Because it gives you this false hope, this like dopamine rush that you actually accomplished something, that you actually worked through it. But the other partner didn't have anything to do with the accomplishment that was done. So it's very important to make sure that you're addressing your problems with your partner. And if they cannot be resolved, then your next step is probably to reach out to a therapist. And I think the only reason that you should tell other people about the intimate details of your relationship is if there's any kind of physical abuse. If that's going on, then that needs to be addressed sooner than later. If anyone's in danger, that needs to be talked about. But make sure that you're doing it with people that you can trust, again, because you never know what the turnaround might be. It's okay to seek advice from other people. Just make sure that who you're doing it with, who you're seeking the advice from, is people that are worthy of your trust. They're worthy of the information that you're sharing. It's not about secrecy, it's just being wise. So, again, view your relationship as sacred. There's so much that goes on in an intimate relationship that cannot be understood by people who are not in the relationship. So it needs to be treated as something that's special and set apart and dealt with together instead of bringing other people in, because it kind of just makes things messy. So if this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on your relationship, reflect on what you're sharing, if you're sharing too much information, and who the people in your corner are that you can talk to about these things, so that you can better protect your relationship and make it a sacred thing where it's more about each other and not about getting a dopamine rush from telling other people about the issues that you're facing. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have a blessed day. Hope this was helpful for you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I greatly appreciate you. And I hope to hear from you next time.